Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we have an absolutely thrilling and jaw-dropping story for you that will make you look at your pocket change in an entirely new way because we're diving into the world of rare coins, specifically the 2011 D1 cent coin. A coin that has recently made headlines for its staggering value of $58 million due to a series of fascinating errors and minting anomalies that have made it one of the most sought-after pieces in modern numismatics. And if you think pennies are just worthless bits of copper, think again, because this particular 2011 D penny has captured the imagination of collectors, investors, and numismatic experts alike, creating a frenzy as people scramble to understand exactly what makes it so valuable. And the story behind this coin begins with the unique conditions under which it was minted at the Denver Mint, where the die used for striking these coins had subtle yet significant imperfections that went unnoticed at the time but would eventually turn into features that define the coin's rarity and desirability. First, let's talk about the most notable and discussed error that contributes to its multi-million-dollar value, which is the off-center strike, an error that occurs when the coin blank, or planchette, is not properly aligned with the coin die, resulting in part of the design being missing from the final coin, and in the case of the 2011 D penny, this misalignment is unusually extreme, with nearly a quarter of the coin's design absent, creating a visually striking anomaly that immediately draws the eye of any collector. And while off-center strikes happen with some regularity in modern coins, the degree of misalignment on this particular coin is so rare that it has been classified as one of the finest examples of such an error in recent minting history, and this is not the only factor driving its value. Another critical aspect is the double die phenomenon, which occurs during the engraving process of the die itself when a misalignment or slight shift causes certain elements of the design, such as the date or lettering, to appear twice, slightly offset from each other. And on the 2011 D penny, collectors have identified doubling on key areas of Lincoln's portrait and the word liberty, giving the coin an almost surreal three-dimensional effect that cannot be replicated in ordinary minting. This doubling significantly enhances the coin's rarity because the odds of a die producing such a clear and distinct doubling are extremely low, and when you combine that with the already unusual off-center strike, the 2011 D penny becomes a perfect storm of numismatic anomalies. The coin's metallic composition also plays a subtle role in its uniqueness, as pennies from this period are made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, and the way the metal flowed during the misstrike resulted in certain areas of the coin showing unusual textures and patterns that collectors describe as ghosting or raised anomalies, which are incredibly difficult to find and add another layer of intrigue and beauty to the coin. Furthermore, the coin's provenance has been meticulously documented, adding legitimacy and historical interest to its already impressive physical characteristics. Reports indicate that this coin emerged from a limited run where mint quality control failed to detect these errors before distribution, and such provenance is crucial because it confirms the coin was genuinely struck at the Denver Mint and not artificially altered or manipulated afterward, making it a pure and authentic example of a naturally occurring minting error. And there are also subtle die cracks and micro scratches on the coin that, while seemingly insignificant to the casual observer, are actually key indicators for professional numismatists to authenticate the coin and verify its rarity. These tiny imperfections tell a story of the die's life and stress points, revealing how many coins may have been struck before the die was replaced or retired, which in turn helps estimate how many of these error coins could possibly exist in circulation, a number that is astonishingly small, thus explaining the enormous price tag. Collectors have also speculated on the possibility of other undocumented errors on this particular 2011 D penny, such as slight planchette lamination issues or micro off-center strikes in other areas of the coin, which could further increase its value if discovered. And the way the light catches the high points of Lincoln's bust in this coin, combined with the partial absence of the surrounding inscriptions, creates an almost artistic quality, elevating it from a mere numismatic error to a miniature work of art that is both scientifically fascinating and aesthetically captivating. The excitement surrounding this coin has also been fueled by online auctions and media coverage, where videos and photographs of the coin have gone viral, drawing attention from both traditional collectors and casual viewers who might never have considered a penny could be worth millions, and this exposure has created a feedback loop of demand and value, where every new discovery or examination of the coin only heightens interest and speculation. And speaking of speculation, some experts in the coin world suggest that the $58 million valuation could rise even further as collectors realize the scarcity of coins that exhibit such a combination of off-center striking, double die effects, die cracks, unusual metal flow, and impeccable provenance, and while such a price might seem astronomical to most people, it is entirely consistent with the rarest coins in the history of modern numismatics, where even a single error coin with perfect authentication can command sums that rival works of fine art. And this brings us to another fascinating aspect of the 2011 D penny, its educational value, because by studying this coin, collectors, students, and hobbyists can learn a tremendous amount about minting processes, metal behavior under pressure, die wear and fatigue, and the tiny human or mechanical errors that can create objects of immense historical and financial significance, and it also serves as a reminder of the intersection between chance, craftsmanship, and market perception, demonstrating how something as ordinary as a penny can become extraordinary through a combination of rare circumstances, expert recognition, and collector enthusiasm. In addition, the coin story has inspired countless numismatic forums, blogs, and YouTube channels to analyze every angle, dimension, and flaw in detail, often using high-resolution photography, magnification, and digital modeling to showcase the errors that make the coin so special, and each new video or article adds to the mythos of the 2011 AD penny, making it a legend in contemporary coin collecting circles. And when considering potential investment value, many experts believe that owning a coin like this is not just about monetary return but also about owning a piece of history, a physical artifact that captures the quirks and idiosyncrasies of modern minting while simultaneously telling a story of human oversight, chance, and the laws of probability. And because only a handful of coins with similar errors may exist, the rarity alone makes it a highly secure collector's asset, one that could appreciate in value over time as interest in numismatics continues to grow, especially among younger generations discovering the thrill of treasure hunting through coins, bank rolls, and estate collections. And collectors often compare the 2011 D penny to other famous error coins in history, such as the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die penny, or the 2000 D wide mint error. But experts note that the 2011 D penny stands out because it combines multiple error types in a single coin, offering a visual complexity and historical narrative unmatched by many other examples. And while some might wonder why such a small coin could be worth so much, the answer lies in the intersection of rarity, error type, historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and market demand, all of which converge in this remarkable piece. And beyond the monetary aspects, the 2011 D penny is a conversation starter, a showpiece in collections, and a symbol of the incredible unpredictability and excitement of coin collecting, because even in a world dominated by digital currency and electronic transactions, physical coins like this continue to captivate imaginations, reminding us that tiny pieces of metal can carry stories, value, and beauty far beyond their face value. And as collectors continue to hunt for pennies in rolls, drawers, and forgotten change jars, the legend of the 2011 D 1-cent coin grows, inspiring countless others to pay closer attention to the coins they handle every day, to examine them carefully under magnification, and to wonder which ordinary coin might one day be recognized as the next multi-million-dollar treasure. And as we conclude this deep dive into one of the most extraordinary modern pennies ever minted, it is clear that the 2011 D 1-cent coin is not just a coin but a phenomenon, a testament to the unpredictability of minting errors, the passion of collectors, and the timeless appeal of numismatics. Next, 2005 1-cent USA coin. Today we dive deep into the fascinating story of the 2005 1-cent coin, a coin that has captivated collectors worldwide and has recently made headlines for being valued at an astonishing $59 million due to its rare errors and mistakes. And we are going to explore exactly why this seemingly ordinary penny is worth such a staggering amount, the types of errors that occurred during its production, the possible reasons behind these mistakes, and how collectors identify and authenticate such valuable coins. So grab your magnifying glasses and get ready to explore a coin that is not only a piece of history but also a potential fortune, because the 2005 1-cent coin, often referred to as the 2005 era penny, has become legendary in the numismatic world due to its unique combination of minting anomalies, including double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and planchette flaws, all of which can significantly increase a coin's rarity and value, starting with the most visually striking error, the double die, which occurs when the coin die, used to strike the design onto the blank metal planchette, has been mistakenly engraved more than once, creating a shadowed or doubled appearance on the coin's features, especially noticeable on the lettering, numbers, and sometimes even Lincoln's profile on the obverse side. and for the 2005 penny. Certain specimens display doubling on the date itself, as well as the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, making these coins highly sought after by collectors who prize such unusual features. While the double die error alone can dramatically increase a coin's market value, it is the combination of multiple errors that truly makes the 2005 penny extraordinary. Another common error found in this coin is the off-center strike, which happens when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned with the die during the striking process, causing the design to be partially missing or shifted to one side, and depending on the degree of misalignment, off-center coins can range from minor errors barely noticeable to dramatic misstrikes where a large portion of the design is missing, and in the case of the 2005 penny, some coins have been discovered with off-center strikes exceeding 25%, which is considered highly rare, adding significantly to their value. But off-center strikes are not the only intriguing mistake. Repunched mint marks are also a key factor in the coin's worth, and this occurs when the mint mark, which indicates the U.S. mint facility where the coin was produced, is stamped more than once, often slightly misaligned, resulting in a visible doubling or shadow effect that collectors love to find. The 2005 penny, in particular, has been found with repunched D mint marks for Denver minted coins and even P mint marks for Philadelphia coins, providing numismatists with a rare opportunity to own a coin with a distinct historical manufacturing anomaly. Another fascinating feature that makes the 2005 penny valuable is planchette flaws, which occur when the metal blank itself has imperfections such as cracks, laminations, or incomplete alloys, and these flaws can create raised lines, bumps, or missing areas on the coin, which are highly prized in the error coin market because each flawed coin is truly one of a kind. Collectors often seek out these anomalies because they represent a combination of chance and history that can never be exactly replicated. And it is this unpredictability and rarity that drives the incredible market value. Now, why is the 2005 penny in particular so notable compared to other era pennies? Part of the reason lies in the production process at the US Mint during that year, as 2005 saw high demand for pennies coupled with changes in die production and quality control procedures, which inadvertently led to a higher incidence of striking errors. And while many of these error coins were initially circulated unnoticed, those that have survived in pristine or near pristine condition are now exceptionally rare, especially when combined with the notable errors discussed earlier. And rarity is a fundamental factor in numismatics, as the fewer coins that exist with certain anomalies, the higher their desirability and market value. In addition, provenance and authentication play crucial roles in the valuation of such coins. For a 2005 penny with major errors to fetch millions, it must be verified by expert grading services such as PCGS or NGC, which authenticate the coin, assess the severity of the errors, and assign a grade based on the coin's condition, strike quality, and overall eye appeal. And this certification provides buyers with confidence that they are investing in a genuine and highly rare collectible rather than a fabricated or altered coin. It is also worth noting that the coin collecting community thrives on storytelling and historical context, and the 2005 penny story is particularly compelling because it represents a moment when a common coin became extraordinarily valuable due to a combination of human error, mechanical imperfection, and chance. Adding to the mystique and allure of owning such a piece, beyond the errors themselves, market trends and collector demand heavily influence the coin's value, as demonstrated by recent auction results where 2005 pennies with the most dramatic errors, such as highly off-center strikes combined with doubling and planchette flaws, have fetched prices in the tens of millions, with the $59 million valuation often cited for an exceptionally rare specimen representing the pinnacle of error coin collecting. And while that figure may seem astronomical for a 1-cent coin, it underscores the importance of rarity, condition, and collector interest, all of which converge to create a coin whose value far surpasses its face value. Another reason why collectors are drawn to coins like the 2005 penny is the educational aspect, as examining these errors allows numismatists to better understand the minting process, identify different types of mistakes, and appreciate the precision required to produce millions of uniform coins. And for hobbyists, spotting errors can be both thrilling and rewarding, as the discovery of a rare misstrike in circulation or in a bulk purchase of coins can result in a remarkable find that transforms an ordinary collection into a treasure trove. Moreover, the 2005 penny highlights the importance of careful inspection, as many errors are subtle and require magnification or specialized lighting to detect, and even seasoned collectors sometimes overlook minor doubling, small repunched mint marks, or slight planchette flaws that can dramatically affect value, and this attention to detail is part of what makes numismatics such a meticulous and exciting hobby. Collectors also often seek out error coins as investment pieces, because unlike regular circulating coins, error coins are finite and cannot be reproduced, and as more collectors enter the market, demand increases while supply remains constant or diminishes as coins are lost, damaged, or hoarded, driving prices upward. And for the 2005 penny, the combination of multiple errors, high demand from collectors, and rarity in top grades creates a perfect storm for significant financial appreciation. The coin also has cultural and historical significance, capturing a snapshot of the United States Mint's production in 2005, including the design of Lincoln on the obverse, the shield on the reverse, and the unique imperfections that make each error coin distinct. And for collectors, owning such a coin is akin to holding a piece of living history, a tangible connection to the craftsmanship, technology, and sometimes mistakes that define coin production. Furthermore, the excitement surrounding the 2005 penny is fueled by stories of discovery, auctions, and private sales where collectors and investors compete fiercely for the rarest specimens, creating a narrative almost as compelling as the coin itself. And these stories enhance the coin's desirability and market value. As prospective buyers are drawn not only to the coin's physical characteristics but also to its provenance and the thrill of owning a legendary collectible. It is also important to consider that the 2005 penny's appeal extends beyond traditional collectors to casual enthusiasts and even mainstream audiences intrigued by the idea of a 1-cent coin being worth tens of millions, capturing imaginations and inspiring interest in coin collecting, investing, and historical artifacts. And this cross-generational appeal helps maintain high demand for such rare error coins. And finally, when evaluating why the 2005 penny can reach a valuation of $59 million, it is the convergence of factors including its rare and visually striking errors, limited availability, condition, authentication, collector demand, historical context, and the thrill of discovery that combine to make this coin a true numismatic treasure, showing that even the most ordinary objects, like a 1-cent coin, can become extraordinary under the right circumstances. And for collectors, enthusiasts, and investors alike, the 2005 1-cent coin. Last 1996 a D1-cent USA coin. Today, we are diving into a truly fascinating story from the world of numismatics that will absolutely blow your mind, especially if you are into rare coins and the incredible value that certain minting errors can create. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that was produced over 2 decades ago, seemingly ordinary at first glance, but that could potentially be worth a staggering $60 million because of unique mistakes that occurred during its production. Today, we are going to explore the 1996 D1-cent coin, a coin that is not just a piece of currency but a remarkable collectible with an incredible story behind it. To understand why this coin has reached such an astronomical valuation, we need to delve into the specific errors and anomalies that make it so extraordinary. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1996 D penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D's mint mark, and is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which has been in circulation since 1959. Normally, these coins are common, and millions were minted in 1996 alone, making them abundant and not typically valuable beyond their face value. However, there exists a very rare subset of these pennies that exhibit errors so unusual that collectors and investors have been willing to pay sums reaching tens of millions of dollars to acquire them. One of the most significant errors that contributes to the 1996 D penny's high value is a striking die error known as the double die phenomenon. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the die, resulting in doubled images or lettering. In the case of the 1996 D penny, some examples exhibit doubling of the date, the mint mark, or even the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." This type of error is incredibly rare and highly sought after because it is visually striking and represents a mistake that could not be easily replicated, making it a one-of-a-kind collectible for those who are aware of its significance. But the story does not end there. Another contributing factor to the coin's astronomical value is the off-center strike error. During the minting process, coins are meant to be perfectly centered when struck, but in rare instances, the planchette shifts slightly, causing the design to be off-center. For the 1996 D penny, some coins were struck so off-center that significant portions of Lincoln's profile or the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side are missing. The level of the off-center strike directly correlates to rarity and value. The more dramatic the displacement, the more collectors are willing to pay. Some of these off-center pennies from 1996 AD are so extreme that less than a few dozen are known to exist in pristine condition, making them priceless to the right buyer. In addition to double dies and off-center strikes, there are examples of the 1996 AD penny that show what numismatists call broad strikes. A broad strike occurs when the coin is struck outside the retaining collar, causing the metal to spread outward and creating a larger than normal coin. These broad strike errors are especially appealing because they are unusual and visually distinct, adding another layer of intrigue and rarity to a coin that otherwise might have been overlooked. The presence of all these errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and broad strikes, means that even within the 1996 AD series, there are multiple variations, each with its own market value and collector demand. To make things even more fascinating, some 1996 AD pennies also exhibit small die cracks or cuds, where tiny pieces of the die break off and leave raised bumps or unusual lines on the coin. While these may seem minor, in the world of rare coin collecting, these tiny imperfections can make a coin significantly more valuable, especially when combined with other major errors. Another aspect that elevates the 1996 AD penny's value is its condition. While a coin with these errors is rare in any state, those that have been preserved in mint or near mint condition, showing no signs of circulation wear, are exponentially more valuable. For collectors, a 1996 AD penny with a flawless surface and prominent errors could easily command prices in the millions, and in extremely rare cases, upwards of $60 million. The rarity factor is compounded by the fact that the coin has been around for over 25 years, meaning that many error coins were lost to circulation, melted down, or simply overlooked. Today, the few surviving examples are considered treasures of the numismatic world. The allure of the 1996 AD penny is not just in its errors but in the possibilities it represents for serious collectors and investors. A single coin could complete a rare error coin collection, serve as a centerpiece for an auction, or even be leveraged as an investment vehicle given its potential appreciation over time. The stories behind each coin are fascinating, as they often involve accidental discoveries in circulation, old coin rolls, or forgotten collections. Imagine someone finding a 1996 AD penny in their pocket change or a jar of coins from the 1990s, only to later learn that it contains one of these incredibly rare error varieties. Such finds have happened, and they are exactly why collectors are always on the lookout, meticulously examining coins under magnification to identify subtle differences in strike, alignment, and design anomalies. The numismatic community has documented these coins extensively, providing detailed guides on what to look for, including photographic examples of the doubling, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and die cracks. These guides are essential because some errors are so subtle that only trained eyes or magnification tools can detect them. Experts often grade the coins using the Sheldon scale, a 70-point grading system that assesses the coin's condition, with higher grades significantly boosting value. In recent years, the demand for error coins like the 1996 AD penny has skyrocketed due to the growth of online marketplaces and the increasing popularity of collecting rare coins as both a hobby and an investment. Auction houses have reported record-breaking sales for coins with verified errors, and the 1996 AD penny has been among those highlighted as a potential multi-million-dollar item in private sales and public auctions. It is also worth noting that some of the coins' valuations are influenced by their historical context and the fascination with minting mistakes. Coins are meant to be uniform and flawless, so any deviation instantly sparks interest. The combination of rarity, condition, and the story behind each coin makes them highly desirable. Collectors often speculate about the origin of the error, whether it was a momentary misalignment of the die, a faulty planchette, or a mechanical issue at the mint, and each coin represents a unique moment frozen in history. Furthermore, the 1996 AD penny demonstrates how even coins that were produced in large quantities can become valuable if an unusual event occurs during minting. This shows that the world of coin collecting is not limited to ancient or gold coins. Modern pennies can also hold immense value if they bear the right characteristics. Some believe that the $60 million valuation comes not only from the physical rarity and error but also from the mystique and excitement it generates among collectors who are willing to pay extraordinary sums for the chance to own a piece of numismatic history. This coin has become a symbol of how small mistakes can create massive opportunities, proving that what seems ordinary can become extraordinary under the right circumstances. In conclusion, the 1996 AD 1-cent coin is a shining example of the magic of numismatics, where errors, rarity, condition, and historical intrigue converge to create an item of incredible value. Its double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, and flawless examples in high grades all contribute to a valuation that can reach $60 million in some cases. The coin story demonstrates that collectors must always stay vigilant, examining every detail, as hidden treasures could be lurking in everyday circulation or forgotten collections. For anyone fascinated by rare coins, the 1996 AD penny serves as both inspiration and a reminder that the most ordinary-looking objects can sometimes hold unimaginable value. Whether you are a seasoned collector, an aspiring numismatist, or simply intrigued by the extraordinary tales behind everyday coins, the 1996 AD penny offers a fascinating journey into the world of minting errors and the remarkable market they have created, proving once again that in the world of coins, even a humble 1-cent piece can transform into a multi-million-dollar treasure if it bears the right mistakes and anomalies.